Today we're going to be making these monogram picture frames. They're a perfect gift for anyone who's monogram obsessed like me, and they're super easy to make. I'm going to show you how. Let's get started.
Some materials you'll need for this project include paint, Mod Podge, scissors, paint brushes, I recommend a foam brush as well, a pencil, a ruler. You'll also want to print a chevron pattern on cardstock. This will help as a stencil, and some monograms. I went on a website and printed out the font. I'll put the down bar link below. You'll also want picture frames. I got these at Michael's. You need some with space on the side. Now we're going to start cutting out our stencil. You want to make sure you print this on cardstock. It'll be easier to cut and make a cleaner line for you as well. Now I cut out the second chevron pattern as well to make a thicker pattern. It's easier to trace and will take up more space. Now you want to take out the backing of your picture frame so you don't get any paint on the glass. Then you want to turn it over and begin stenciling. My recording messed up at this part, but you can see, just trace it and move it down all the way across the picture frame until you have the whole thing covered with your chevron pattern. For this frame, I'm using red paint and gray paint. I recommend starting with a darker color first. You want to use a big flat brush to help. Now you want to get it as close to the pencil line as you can while staying in the lines. Pretty simple, you just got to take it slow and easy so you make sure you get a clean line. You also want to make sure you get the sides of your picture frame. Try to line them up with your already existing chevron stripes so you have a pattern on the side as well. To help with the chevron stripes, try angling your brush in different ways to help get a clean line. See how I'm turning my brush a different direction each time. Here's the frame after the first coat. I recommend doing at least 2 coats for your picture frame. Here it is after its second coat, and now we're going to begin the red color. This part was a little bit more difficult because I had to go around existing colors, but just make sure you go slow. You can see here it's pretty simple. Just be sure to stay in the lines. I recommend painting all in one direction once, then turning your brush and painting the other angle. It may help to turn the picture frame as well and rotate it to help with clean lines. There we go after one coat. Be sure to do a second coat on this. And next we're going to do the monogram. You want to cut it out of the paper and get as close to the border as you can without cutting into the letters, and then separate each of the letters. After you cut off all the borders, you should be ready to go. Some of the letters can be tricky with gaps inside, so I'm going to show you how to cut that out in just a moment. But get as close to the white and black as you can. Make sure you get off all the black. You might need to trim it up a little bit afterwards. It's pretty simple, just cutting it out. Again, I recommend using cardstock for this as well. It'll help make the monogram look more clean, as well as make sure you can't see through it, because plain computer paper is pretty see-through. Now I'm cutting out the gap in the A. Just poke a hole and cut off the existing black. It may help to use smaller scissors for this part as well. Ta-da! Now you're ready to glue it on. You'll need a glue stick, your pencil, your ruler, and your Mod Podge for this next part. It's gonna go in this big gap right here. You're gonna wanna measure to the middle of your frame from both long ways and short ways. This will help keep your monogram center and looking clean cut. Normally I just eyeball this part, but I wanted to make sure that it was pretty accurate. It's okay if it's not perfect, as long as you get the monogram as center as you would like it. So you want to start with the middle letter first. That's kind of your baseline. Eyeball it and check it out. Then you want to make marks at the top and the bottom to make sure that you save your spot. Don't make them too dark or else they'll show up in the end. At this part, I made sure that the gap between the bottom and the top part of the monogram was about the same height. Eyeball it once more, then glue down your center letter. I erased my darker line so it doesn't show up. And there you go, just line it up and press it down. The glue stick is the best part because you can kind of move it around a little bit if you need to and pick it up off the picture frame if you need to realign it. That is if it's still wet. Don't wait until it's dry, it won't work. Then at this point I just eyeballed the gaps between the other letters to make sure they were even, and then make little marks for those as well. And then glue them down. For this part, we're going to put on the Mod Podge on top of all of it to seal it all in and make sure your letters don't peel off. Now you want to make sure your frame is completely dry before you do this part, or you'll smear the paint across. For the monogram, I lathered on kind of an extra goop of Mod Podge and make sure I got it in the cracks. Now this Mod Podge that I'm using looks white when it goes on, but it dries clear, so don't worry, it'll look perfect in the end.
And here we are, the finished product. Be sure to put the glass back inside the frame as well as the backing. This frame has a little hook. You can hang it on the wall if you'd like, so there's that option as well.
And there you have it, your monogram picture frame. Hope you enjoyed this DIY project and your frame turned out beautiful.
Be sure to comment below and give me ideas for my next tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, see ya!